Okay.
The movies, the books, the shows, the businesses, everything.
Yes.
But if you, here's an example that I give to everybody. If you want an example of the American dream failing for a race of people, drive up Blue Hill Avenue, start at Dudley Station and go all the way to Mattapan. And if you can find one upscale owned black restaurant, you tell me. If you can find an upscale black owned club, you let me know. There is no money being pumped into the black community so that they can have decent things and a decent way to live. Yet all the money in the black community is going everywhere else. So that's one of the reasons why I say, yes, there's always a race of people. It just happens to be black people. But then again, on the other hand, we're a complacent race of people. We accept a lot of things that happen to us instead of standing up and saying, no more. We will put our money into the Boston Globe instead of putting in our money into the New England Informer for advertising. So it's a, what do they call it, a double-edged sword. So here is a man, the first black president that is trying very hard, and he's getting it from all ends, but we are not looking at the fact of, and Clyde said it really good, when you look at Bush when he was in office, and it was the Dixie Girls, I think that group, one of them said something about President Bush. Her whole career was destroyed. Yet Michelle Obama and President Obama, they call a monkey and nothing ever happens to her. So again, it's a double-edged sword. There's not a lot of respect for our president today. Whether he's right or whether he's wrong has nothing to do with it. It's the respect level that he is not getting.
This is where I come in. I say, CEO President Doreen Wade, New England Informer magazine. Well said, beautifully said, beautifully said. And this is the way I like to come in. I like to say, like, you were right on target when you were talking about the Hispanic, especially because the Hispanic numbers, you know, in 2050, they're predicted to be the majority in this country. I saw a poll on CNN taken by one of my guys who I really think of a lot when he speaks on issues I listen to. I think it's Wolf Blitzer. You know, he had a board and everything. He was saying by the 2050, you know, people's opinion, some of the top statisticians, mathematics in this country, predict by 2050 the numbers, Hispanics will be number one, the blacks will be number two, Europeans will be three, and others. And so this is very interesting, but that's why you could see the change. Even though Obama's having a rough time, you pointed out for a lot of really strong reasons, educated reasons in our society, because it's not really about racism, it's about class. It's just Obama's there, but you can't ignore the fact that he's a black man. And he's never been in that position, and the pressures that he has to succumb, and he's under the monkey face. You pointed out the Tea Party rallies. All of a sudden, there's a radical racist party together, and they're a bunch of racist rednecks. And they got the pictures of Obama dressed up in monkey garb, and they're waving him up and down. And they got Sarah Palin, who I got a picture of her from the Boston Herald with a writer. That's what the editor had, a vision of her. You know what I mean? Dangerous for our country when drugs and guns are killing our kids in the urban city and they can't even get jobs. They rather feed them guns and drugs and let them control and kill their own blocks and pollute their minds and give them jobs. This is why Obama doesn't want to get in. This is why the conservatives just sit back with the tight face when Obama speaks. When they're sitting behind him, the Speaker of the House gets tight and red because he knows Obama and what Eric Holder is the key man. The school system, the teachers, the education system is key, Doreen. These next 4 years are very important for Obama. You got to be part of the election process. You got to get out and vote. You know something? I ran into, speaking of Hispanics, I ran into a young lady, Doreen, very interesting. Met for the first time at the Caribbean Festival, which was beautiful. And she's running for Congress the first time, very educated, has a couple of foster children, very educated woman, businesswoman, works and everything, but she says she wants to make a difference. So she stopped, she talked to me, said, will you support me? I said, I'll do better than that. I'll invite you on my show. She's like in her 40s, early 40s, very mature, articulate. So I said, well, I want to support you. I said, I don't know you. I'm a liberal. Are you a liberal? She said, yeah, I'm a Democrat. I said, well, I want you to come on my show. I'm going to introduce you to somebody, a good friend of mine, Doreen Wade. Maybe she'll want to interview you. And I says, we got to come together. You know, the numbers dictate in the future that we're like this already. And we need to come together as a people. You know, blacks, Hispanics, whites, everybody, Asian. We need to come together as a people.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
I said, I'm going to pull her in, and she's going to be the scope candidate for Congress. And I'm going to bring her in. I'm going to convince her. Now, I'd love you to interview her too for your magazine.
Oh, anytime.
This lady is beautiful, Doreen. She's so articulate like yourself. She's so educated. And some of the things she just said to me quickly about the education system, about family, about unity, and what she's tired of. You know, and I was like, wow. She was talking about, you know, you can't even get a kid can't go out now. A young high school kid can't even get a job at McDonald's now. She says, that's a shame. I said, what do they do? Go out and sell dime bags, go out and sell heroin, you know, go shoot somebody, take their money. I mean, what is the government, what are they asking? And know what Obama said to me? He said, I love this when he says, the American people can't wait, you know, to 14 months.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
American people cannot wait for 14 months. What that means?
For help. For help, because everybody keeps saying
changing
that,
election when the election comes.
When one is out of office and the other one comes back into office, and they feel they're going to come into office, and all of a sudden they're going to make a big, huge change, which actually, if you believe in a conspiracy theory, that actually could be a true fact.
Oh, you believe in a true theory.
If you
know,
believe
like
in
your
a
mommy and daddy
conspiracy
when you put your
theory,
tooth under your pillow.
No, if you believe that once Obama is out of office and everybody starts working together, the Tea Party and all the other people, when they start working together because now they have one unity to work with, that the economy will completely turn around.
Well, this is tough. I think this is now we are in a very tough and difficult situation. Whatever he's in the office is difficult, still difficult.
Yeah.
I heard this. There is a quote for Mr. President Obama. They say he's brilliant, he's handsome, obviously, but he is a hero. But he's a hero not for now.
Yeah.
They're very interesting.
If I could do a 360-degree turn, my mother and I were speaking last night, and my mother feels that the economy is bad because of 9/11.
Oh.
The blowing up of the World Trade Center, which is where most of our finances, international, national, was. That is what caused the demise in this country.
Yes, I think I heard similar information from the internet. Either like the people say because there are more than 800 companies, big companies in world WTC, right? And then WTC was collapsed, so the company was hit by this tragedy.
Yes.
So the people afraid, the people they worried, they scared, so they do not really want to do the business in America.
Yes.
So they take out the money and then they move to another country for cheaper price, for cheaper labor. So they make the industry change.
Yeah, but is it Doreen? And that's another point. When you keep bringing them up, keep hit the big hits. Is I think like your mother was saying about she think it was because of the World Trade Center, the bombings. I think a lot of people say this is where Bin Laden was successful.
Yes.
And bringing down the economy and dividing the people.
Yes. But I love my mother.
Yeah.
Hi, mommy. However, I agree, but I still have some disagreement with that. Because now, dig a little deeper. Everybody knows me. I dig as deep in the ground to find out information as I possibly can. When you dig a little deeper, a lot of what happened when they were digging into these companies' finances, because now you've got these buildings blew up. All these companies with all their stuff was in it. So now they had to go double back and find out information about a lot of these companies. Now they found out that these big, huge international companies and major national companies, there was money missing from a lot of these companies. So I have tried to discuss with my mother that I think that the economy was going to fall anyway. Sometimes I think 9/11 was used as an excuse that the financial world fell when these two buildings fell.
Well, that is a bizarre interpretation. So then, how do you think, like after the 9/11 right away, there is a wall, like the army military they send the military go to another country, then there is another war. Just happen right away, like in October,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Do you think they spend a lot of money and then people sacrifice?
Yes, yes. And I also, like I said, I think if 9/11 had never happened, I believe we would still be in this position, maybe a little further down the road, because they would have spent maybe another 5 years hiding it. But I believe we would have been in economical disaster regardless.
Unbelievable. And you made a good point too, this when all the war started.
Yes.
I heard that theory too, this, you
Yes.
know, everything we're going to other countries and just going after people who we thought, and but a lot of people feel that, you know, because we brought Saddam Hussein out of Iran, is it because he tried to kill Bush's father, and then he was after Bush.
Right.
Bush was always looking behind his back because he always felt Hussein had people all looking for him. He was funding Al Qaeda as well, and so they went after him, brought him to, you know, Story Federal Prison, then hung him. You know, which I didn't agree with, but that happened. Okay. And so, you know, then the wars afterwards, we were all over the place, you know, Afghanistan, we've been every place, you know, and then all the uprisings across the country, everybody all of a sudden wants a democracy. Maybe it's a democracy, I don't know, maybe another dictatorship, maybe somebody else is about greed, wants to take power. It may not even be about a democracy, but now all of a sudden you see other countries uprising, people taking advantage of the political climate and the way our society is today. That's interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Very interesting, Doreen, when I look at it, because I think everybody's looking at afar, people with the, like me, to look at it, you know, with the glass half full, that these people want democracy. I don't know what they want. Do you know?
We don't know what they want because, first off, we're not from there.
Yeah.
We don't know how they live every day. We don't see their life existing. People tell us how they live. People show us in the media how they live. But we do not know how they live, and we do not know what they want.
Yeah, we don't know what they want at all.
And until we actually physically can go into their country and sit down and talk to people and really find out what they want, we are just being led on a string, as we always are.
Oh, no doubt. Scope. Hi to my friends too watching on the worldwide internet.
It's the same feeling I always seem to get around.